So back continuing our live analysis of the State of the Union address with our friends Jack Kalavritinos and Isaac Wright. Jack, I want to turn to you on this one because inflation, we talk a lot about these kitchen table issues. Inflation has come up, and it goes back to the president talking about freeing oil from strategic reserves early on. He relayed a story about growing up in Scranton and not being able to afford food for the family there. What else should the president have talked about if we're going to deal with a problem that affects all Americans?
I mean, when it comes to inflation, in terms of middle of the road and more conservative voters, we just feel as though the more money the government spends, the more likely that inflation is going to go up. And when it comes to energy, there's almost nothing more infuriating than the fact that the Keystone Pipeline was canceled. And we were sitting here asking Russia and Saudi Arabia to produce more energy for us. Isaac said he wants to hear Republicans say jobs are important. I will say it. Jobs are very important. He did not create them, though, and I would love to hear the president highlight the innovators who created these jobs, the innovators who created our vaccines and our therapeutics. And lastly, I hated the two Republican House members who heckled the president as much as I disliked the Speaker of the House who tore up President Trump's speech at the end. I think we should have people acting properly at State of the Union addresses. It's a time for all of us to come together.
Isaac, I want to ask you here, the Republican response delivered by Kim Reynolds, governor of Iowa. She's not somebody many people know. Normally we have these Tim Scott last year, and people are positioning him as possibly a 2024 candidate. You know Iowa very well. What did you believe Governor Reynolds bring to the table tonight?
I felt sorry for Governor Reynolds. It felt like she was pranked by the Republican Party that put her up to read a speech that maybe she didn't bother to read before she got the teleprompter. She bemoaned the crisis with children's mental health care, apparently completely missing the fact that was one of the four major points of the unity agenda that President Biden rolled out. She went on to criticize the Biden administration on the budget. Joe Biden talked about his budget plan, his fiscal plan will not raise taxes, not raise one penny on a single person making less than $400,000 a year in this country. At the same time, she's remade the tax code in Iowa to benefit only the wealthiest, top and do corporate tax breaks at the expense of working people. You sort of wondered what speech she was watching. But look, that's the problem we have in this country right now. The one talking point from all Republicans throughout the night has been whatever Joe Biden's for, we're against it. He's for jobs, we're against jobs.
All right.
He's for balancing the budget, we're against it. That's a problem we have to move beyond.
I want you guys to go to bed. I want you guys to get to bed on time. So, Jack, you get 30 seconds, and I got to go.
All I want to say is I think that it's very unfair about the governor who has an 80% approval rating in pretty much a swing state. But the number one thing that came out for me from her speech is that parents matter and parents count. And it's the Glenn Youngkin strategy. And she delivered that message pretty strongly. So, yes, mental health is absolutely important. You actually hear conservatives talk about that as much as anyone. And those were four good points that President Biden made. But let me just say this again. She is delivering a message that is going to resonate and give the House back to Republicans, which is parents don't want to be demonized anymore. Their voices count.
A lot of people talking about that one. Jack Kalavritinos, Isaac Wright, gentlemen, thank you both for staying up late with me. Jack has to do Shannon Bream's show very shortly. So thanks for staying up, guys. Good seeing you again. And we're back after this.